Okay, hello everybody. Today I'm going to show you how to make the sourdough bread with the sourdough starter that I showed you in the previous video. So let's get into that. So what you're going to need first is 1 cup, which I have kind of overflowed, but that doesn't really matter, it's fine, of sourdough starter, a cup and a half of warm, not hot water, just warm water. If it's hot water, it could mess up the whole yeast thing. 1.5 teaspoons of salt, a half a cup of sugar, a half a cup of oil, vegetable oil, corn oil, peanut oil, whatever is your oil of choice, and 6 cups of flour. So now let's mix it all together. Okay, so first you're going to take your sourdough starter, dump that in there. If there happens to be any lumps in your sourdough starter, because I've actually been using this for a while and I've been refeeding it every time I make bread, and I make bread a couple of times a week, so when I mix up the flour, sometimes there's little lumps in there, but don't worry, they will break down in your bread, no problem. Next we're going to add our warm water. Thank you, Mom. Our 1.5 cups of warm water. Woo! And then our 1.5 teaspoons of salt. Oop. Our half a cup of sugar. And Mom is helping me film today, so I can use both of my hands. Half a cup of oil. Voila. And then we're going to mix it up, because the warm water will help dissolve the salt and the sugar and all that good stuff. Get that well mixed. And of course I'll put the recipe in the description, so in case you didn't catch how much of everything. Alright, once that's all fairly mixed up, then we'll put our 6 cups of flour, just a regular old white flour, do not use self-rising. Get that all mixed up. And you could put this probably in you could put this in an electric mixer, or use an electric hand mixer if you want. I do have one, but I don't know why. I just don't use it. I literally don't. I don't even cream my butter with it. I just sit here and beat it with my hands till it gets creamed. I don't know why. I don't like cleaning it, I guess. I'm not sure. Alright, once you get that all mixed together, it's going to be a bit of a sticky dough. Not too bad. Make sure it's all in there. Alright, then I'm going to pull this out like so. I'm just going to stick it over here. You can use a different bowl, but who likes to do dishes, right? And I'm going to use this butter flavored cooking spray. It doesn't matter if it's butter flavored, but I happen to like, I did use the oil for a while, but the cooking spray is really nice. So you just spray your bowl. Voila. Take your dough. Boop. And then spray the top. And then we will cover it with a towel. Don't show me over here. Just keep it. We're going to cover it with a towel, and that is going to sit overnight, or actually today, since I'm starting it in the morning, I'm going to let it sit for about 8 to 10 hours, so I'll be up all night baking. But I will come back in 8 to 10 hours when this is doubled in size, and I'll show you how to do the rest. Okay, so next you're going to need your bread pans and your spray or oil spray, and obviously your flour, and those are my tomatoes. Let's see. Here you go. This is your dough. See, it's doubled in size. Look how nice and bubbly and stretchy it is. That's perfect. Okay, so next you're gonna dump out your dough onto a lightly floured surface and begin the kneading process. You're gonna knead for 8 to 10 minutes. I usually knead for 10 minutes just because it's an even number and why stop at 8, right? Make sure that you keep plenty of flour on the surface below or this bread dough will get super sticky and it will stick to your table. So you're just gonna have to make sure that you periodically keep putting down a little bit of flour to keep the surface nice and floured, or it will stick to you everywhere. Knead for 8 to 10 minutes. You're going to check your dough by pressing 2 fingers into it, and if it bounces back a bit, then it's got enough elasticity and it's good to go. So then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to cut your ball of dough in half, and you're going to put them each half into your bread pans, sprayed bread pans. Make sure that you spray those pans with that oil, cover it up, and then you're going to let it sit for, it can be an hour, 2 hours, 8 hours. It all depends on the humidity in the air, how long it'll take for your bread to raise. Okay, these have actually only been here for about 2 hours, so the humidity level was perfect. And voila, now let's pop these puppies in the oven for 40 to 45 minutes, and I'll show you what they look like when they come out. Alright, so I just popped these out of the oven, and look at them. Isn't that amazing? They're so poofy. Beautiful. So there you go. Now you can either leave them like this, or you can butter the top just to keep the top from drying out. Otherwise, wait for them to cool off a bit, take them out of their little bread pans and set them on a rack to cool, because otherwise they'll get kind of soggy inside and you don't want that. So there you have it, sourdough bread. Aren't they beautiful? Just beautiful. The other thing is that I didn't mention probably before, that when you're doing your sourdough bread, always replace the same amount of flour and water that you took out of your starter. So like these, we used 1 cup of sourdough starter, so always put 1 cup of flour and 1 cup of water back into your starter so that you'll feed it. And if you're not using it constantly, just throw some flour and water in there just occasionally. But if you don't use it very often, you have to feed it, and pretty soon you'll have so much starter that you won't know what to do with it. So I recommend that you bake a lot. That's what I do. So anyway, I hope that was helpful, entertaining. Y'all have a good night. Yes, I guess I'm filming this at night, so talk to you later.